Today we do Kuta Software Algebra 1 multiplying special case polynomials. So in number 1, we're going to distribute the x's. So x times x squared, x times negative 5 is negative 5x. 5 times x is positive 5x. 5 times negative 5, negative 25. The two middle terms are like terms, but they're opposites. Negative 5x plus 5x canceled out. So it's just x squared minus 25. This situation is called a difference of squares, where the x plus 5 and the x minus 5 have opposite signs. Let's practice it over here. This is the same scenario as that. So we know that the two middle terms will cancel out. So it's just going to be n squared minus 1. Let's try it on number 4. It's the same situation. You have x times x, that's x squared. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. You know that the two middle terms will cancel out. In number 3, squaring a binomial simply means multiplying by itself. So it's p minus 1 times p minus 1. Let's distribute it or FOIL it. P times p is p squared. P times negative 1, it's negative 1p. Negative 1p times p, another negative 1p. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Add your two like terms. Your two middle terms are like terms. You will get p squared minus 2p plus 1. So let's practice that on number 5. You know that there will be two middle terms. So the x times x will be x squared. And then the x times negative 4 and another x times negative 4. So there will be two of those. So negative 8x. And you know lastly you will square the negative 4 to get a positive 16. So the formula for that, we'll do a formula here. If it is a plus b squared, then you square the a, but the middle term, you will multiply the a and b and times it by 2. And then you square the b. So when you square a binomial, you always get a trinomial. Let's try it on number 6. So I will square the n to get n squared. I will multiply the 3 and n to get 3n, but I have to double it because as we saw here, you do it twice. So plus 6n. And then you square the 3, which is 9. Let's do a little bit more practice. Here, this is a difference of squares. They're opposite in sign. So you know you will get x squared. You know that the opposite signs will cancel out. So we'll just multiply the 5s. This is not a difference of squares. It is squaring of a binomial, which you know you will end up with a trinomial. So you square your n. You will double the middle term. So negative 5n and negative 5n is negative 10n. And finally, you square the negative 5 to get positive 25. Number 9 is a little bit more. So if it helps, write it twice. So 2k squared plus 1, 2k squared plus 1. We're going to FOIL it. 2k squared times 2k squared is 4k to the 4th. Then you've got 2k squared times 1 and another 2k squared times 1. So there are two of those. So now we have 4k squared. And 1 times 1 is 1. Number 10 is different than number 9. Number 9 was squaring a binomial. So you get a trinomial. In number 10, that's a difference of squares. 1 plus, 1 minus. So you know the two middle terms will cancel out. So multiply the two first terms to get 64a to the 4th. Multiply your two last terms to get negative 16. Let's do a couple more. This is squaring of a binomial, so we know we will get a trinomial. If it helps, write it out twice. So squaring a binomial means multiplying by itself. So 2 times 2, that's 4. 2 times 5n squared, that's 10n squared, plus another 10n squared. And finally, the two last terms, 25n to the 4th. Let's rearrange them from the highest degree down. So 25n to the 4th. Add your two like terms in the middle. So that's 20n squared and plus 4. Last problem. That's a difference of squares. You know the two middle terms will cancel out. So we'll just do 9x squared, negative 7 times 7, negative 49. And we are done.